This is in anticipation of President Jacob Zuma's SONA that is set to take place tomorrow. But let's continue getting the comments and views coming in here on ANN7. I'm joined on the phone line now by political analyst, Professor Sipho Seepe. Good afternoon to you, Professor. I'm not sure if you had a chance and opportunity to listen in to what Pityana had to say. If you did, I'd just like to hear your comments and reaction to that.
Well, the first thing that we must say is that politics is about numbers. And if you look at the numbers that always attend President Zuma's meetings, whether it is at the ANC rally in January during the January statement, whether it's in KwaZulu-Natal, whether it is in Mbombela, in Mpumalanga, or in Northwest, or in Popo, you're talking about numbers. So if the numbers speak, then those numbers are saying something that is very different from Pityana. So it doesn't matter whether he calls it or they call it the real state of the nation. The nation is represented by numbers. And what you have there is simply a disgruntled lot that is driven by the anti-Zuma campaign, and Sipho is more the Dalai Lama of that campaign. And there is nothing that he said that is productive. There's nothing that he said that builds the country. What he has managed to do is to express his hatred for the president. And that's how this must be seen. And even for those people who claim to be constitutionalists, there is a process in this country on how democracy works. If you think you are holier than thou, and if you think that you have support of the people, there is a ballot. You make yourself available. You do not abuse funerals. You do not abuse opportunities to show how much you hate somebody. And the irony of the very same grouping is that it is the same grouping that says they want the president to speak about this. So you see that it is a mass of people who are themselves confused. If you do not want to recognize the president, then you should not be asking the president to focus on this or that. So they don't even have their act together. So when you have such contradictions, you know that it is not going anywhere. But most importantly, this meeting comes after the president has met with members of labor, after he has met with the business about where to take the country forward. So the country is not going to be taken forward by people like Pityana. They actually talk about corruption, but they're very silent about all the noise that is taking place around APSA. They're not saying anything about the revelations about billions of monies that have been taken. And there's also a distortion of the Constitution. The Constitution stipulates on how the president can be removed. And no court in this country has found President Zuma criminally guilty of anything. What they have said, the courts have disagreed with his own interpretation of the Constitution, in the same way that the court also disagrees with the interpretation of the Constitution by other judges. But you don't hear people saying just because the court have made adverse findings against the judgments of other courts, those judges must be expelled. So what Sipho is presenting is simply his obsessive hatred for the president. He adds nothing of value in this country. And unfortunately, because in any society and because of diversity, you will have people who will like a particular president at any time. So he will find those for whom they are pursuing a different agenda. But it is democracy, you must allow it. But unfortunately, the media is giving it too much attention because in the end, it doesn't matter. The president of this country will be removed constitutionally if it does get removed. And there is a process. And if these people believe in the Constitution, they must use the Constitution to do their act. But what we have here is people who are seeking attention. These are attention seekers and who are addicted to the media, and the media is also addicted to them.
Well, let's leave it there for now. Professor, thank you very much for your time and your comments. We appreciate you talking to us. Professor Sipho Seepe just talking to us about Save SA and the statement that they delivered a short while ago. They are